Well, good morning, everyone, and happy Tuesday to you. Today is Tuesday, June 13th, 2023, and it's shortly after the 10 a.m. hour, and we are here at 903 Main Street in the heart of Old Town Conyers, and we're calling our meeting to order this morning. We will start with our very good friend, Dr. Fitzgerald Reed, who is the senior pastor of Salem Christian Church. Dr. Reed, come on up, sir. Dr. Reed is going to lead us in invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance.
Let us pray. Father God, we thank you for this day that you've given to us to come here in this place, Father, together in your name, Lord God, to handle your business. I thank you for the public servants, Lord God, that have given their time and their talent and even their treasure, Lord God, to move this county forward, Lord God. I just pray that your spirit will continue to be with us, Lord God, as we handle your business, God. We want Rockdale County to be the best county that it can be. And we know that the people of this county make up the county. So we give you all the glory and all the praise in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you to Dr. Reed, and thank you to the members of the Salem Christian Church for all of the work that you do in Rockdale County to serve so many of our residents in Rockdale County. Let's give our color guard a round of applause. One of the things we've always learned to do in Rockdale County is be able to improvise, make adjustments, and just be ready. Life doesn't have a perfect script to it, but we just know how to get in where we fit in. And we thank you to the county attorney for his extra talents this morning at serving as our color guard. It's an honor and a privilege to be in a community and a county commissioners where we can open up our meetings with prayer and still have the Pledge of Allegiance. That signifies that all of what so many people have stood and fought for, the freedom to be able to pray to our God and to give homage and pay tribute to all of those who have fought on behalf of this country by repeating the Pledge of Allegiance. As we move forward now, we have special recognitions, and we do have an update from Phoenix Pass, is one of our community partners, and Ms. Gimeno is here. She's the executive director. Come on up and give us an update on what's going on with Phoenix Pass. Yes.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Just going to tell you a little bit about Phoenix Pass. Next slide. We are on a mission to help women and children here in Rockdale County and the surrounding area who are experiencing temporary homelessness by giving them the opportunity to reestablish self-sufficiency.
An update from Phoenix Pass is one of our community partners, and Ms. Gimeno is here. She's the executive director. Come on up and give us an update on what's going on with Phoenix Pass. Yes.
To help residents of Rockdale County, good morning, everyone. And children who are experiencing homelessness. Just going to tell you a little bit about Phoenix Pass. Next slide. We are on a mission to help women and children here in Rockdale County and the surrounding area who are experiencing temporary homelessness by giving them the opportunity to reestablish self-sufficiency.
is here. She is the executive director. Can Rockdale give us an update on what's going on with finished business? Yes.
Residents of Rockdale County, especially our children who are in homeless apartments. Just a little bit about those things. We and celebrations and evaluations of our Rockdale County just about the year. So with our space of temporary illnesses, we have an opportunity to establish self-sufficiency. They have to save 30% of their income. Phoenix Pass is rent-free, utilities-free to the residents. It's a 2-year program, and that is why we take it very seriously as to adhering by everything that we say we're going to do. We have 100% school attendance. A child can, you have to be 18 or under to be able to live at Phoenix Pass because you cannot have 2 head of households. Our average mom makes less than $10,000 a year. And so we provide through Restoration Storehouse and other agencies a chance for them to increase their their cost of living. Next slide. Next slide. Thank you. Better. All righty, we need your support. Be the change. Thank you. By the way, Chairman, your staff, I mean, they're like excellent. Everybody from the beginning of the process to the end, you guys have been super and working with us. Okay, next slide, please. How we raise money, we have a couple of fundraisers, or I guess key fundraisers, and it's going to be the Frosty 5K. That happens every January, and it's probably the most special because it's freezing cold outside and people come out to join us. Then there's the golf tournament that we have once a year, and we just had that tournament, and it's also a special tournament because we get to see some of our community partners, and we get to see a lot more men than we ordinarily do. Next slide. We generate funding also by, other than fundraising, we have a state asset planning where major gifts people give us, workplace giving, that's when the community gets together and just band together and just provide different funds. They get very creative in the way they raise funds for us. And then we write grants and basic general donations. So a little bit about expectations. Our performance, we met the ongoing goal of providing housing and utilities. We encountered a 2% more dismissals due to drug and alcohol use. We noticed that happened after COVID, and it's still kind of high, but it's a little bit lower than it was, but it's still an increase. We encountered 7% more increased calls needing shelter from just about everybody, whether it was male, female. We're just always receiving phone calls for people who are in need of housing. Financially, Phoenix Pass is a debt-free organization, but we're always in fundraising mode because we have different responsibilities. We have insurances, we have repairs that we have to do. But it is a debt-free organization, so everything goes to the women and the operations of Phoenix Pass. We operate off of 2 staff, which is, I don't know, a hallelujah moment, because that's a lot. But we do have volunteers that help us. We are currently reorganizing our board, but we have 12 members. And some of them are here. Thank you guys for being here. And they are very good about being a good steward over our finances, over how Phoenix Pass is ran. A couple of things we're looking forward to is we're going to have a thrift store to open in Restoration Storehouse. And that's going to give us more people through foot traffic. We'll be able to bring more awareness to Phoenix Pass in that way. And also, that's just another stream of income that's going to help us in meeting our mission. Our aim is to increase donor base by 10%. We did increase donor base this year also. However, we also lost some, and that's just a reality of nonprofit. Another thing we're going to do is assist with better employment opportunities. Again, that's going to be through Restoration Storehouse. We've met with a couple of agencies within the community. I met with DART yesterday, and so we're... We just graduated 4 families, and we generally have graduation once or twice a year because, remember, the women live there for 2 years, and so we don't always have a graduation. Our success rate is 77%, and so they stay. And the most a family has saved is $30,000 because they're not allowed to spend their income tax once they come in. And remember, some women have 3 and 4 children, and that lady was able to purchase her a home and buy a car. Another thing we're going to do is continue to increase our community by more engaging activities and just more inviting people to the property. We just graduated 4 families, and we generally have graduation once or twice a year because, remember, the women live there for 2 years, and so we don't always have a graduation. Our success rate is 77%, and so they stay. And the most a family has saved is $30,000 because they're not allowed to spend their income tax once they come in. And remember, some women have 3 and 4 children, and that lady was able to purchase her a home and buy a car. Another thing today is continue to increase our more engaging activities. We just graduated 4 families, and we generally have graduation once or twice a year because, remember, the women live there for 2 years, and so we don't always have a graduation. Our success rate is 77%, and so they stay. And the most a family has saved is $30,000 because they're not allowed to spend their income tax once they come in. And remember, some women have 3 and 4 children, and that lady was able to purchase her a home and buy a car. Another thing today is continue to increase our more engaging activities. We just graduated 4 families, and we generally have graduation once or twice a year because, remember, the women live there for 2 it's not, when I do the research, a lot of times it's going to be the reading, not even the math. And so that's always a plus when we can get somebody to come out and help with that. And then help during a crisis. When we need extra hands, when we need something right away, sometimes that can be very costly. So it's always good to have somebody who's available who knows about crises. We just recently had graduation, and these are the 4 lovely ladies that graduated. They did a fantastic job. Living at Phoenix Pass is not easy. It's actually very hard because if I were to ask anybody right now about their finances, how many fathers do they have to their children, very personal questions, and they trust us with that. And so it's always an honor to serve them and to be available for them. And when they graduate, that lets us know that they did the right thing. Throughout the entire program, a lot of times the women stay in Rockdale County once they've gone through our program, and those are just a few of the pictures of who they are. Actually, for the person who spoke at our graduation was a former resident. She's now vice president of Truist, and she was a resident back in 2013. So a lot of times the residents come back and give back to Phoenix Pass in that way. These are a few of our sponsors. They're not all of our sponsors, but take a look at those people, and if you see them, please support their businesses because they definitely support Phoenix Pass. That's it. Thank you.
Well, no, thank you. And thank you to, let's give them a round of applause. Yes. Commissioners, it's such an honor to have so many wonderful organizations serving in Rockdale County who are meeting the various needs of all of our citizens in so many different ways. As I was listening to the presentation, the running theme that just continued to play was the level of dignity that you all serve with, the level of dignity and respect. And your organization doesn't exploit the people who are in need. You do it with a lot of discretion. And then the proof is in the pudding when you have folks who have successfully completed the program and serve to come back to share with those other people who may be going through. But the program allows folks to grab a hold of their lives, have some support from people who really care, and to be able to hold their head up and get back up and move forward, being successful people in our society. But the fact that we have an organization like Phoenix Pass, and there are several organizations in Rockdale County that serve very similar need, but we certainly do. Let's give them another round of applause. Commissioners, any comments on
that Phoenix Pass presentation segues right into my presentation. So,
Commissioner Williams?
So, one year I did volunteer to help with the Phoenix Pass Frosty 5K. It was, my job was to make sure nobody slipped on the ice because it was so cold. But that was good memories. Definitely appreciate the work that Phoenix Pass does in providing not just housing and utilities, but all of the skills to become self-sufficient. Unfortunately, not everybody grows up being taught those things or being modeled those things, and yet there's a desire with many people to want to be able to be self-sufficient. And so you provide a niche that is crucial to our community. So thank you.
Okay, and I agree, Commissioner Washington. That was a perfect segue to move right into the presentations that you have this morning.
Sure.
Commissioner Washington, as she's making her way to the podium, she has a couple of special presentations this morning, and I will yield to the Commissioner.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
A few months ago, I got a call from a lady who serves on the board of an organization that helps with foster care. And she says, we're doing so much good work, why don't you give us a proclamation? I was like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea, but why don't we do some more research and look at a lot of the organizations that support foster care and the things that the people of the Department of Family and Children Services are doing. What came out of that was me having a greater, I have a tremendous appreciation for that, but just the amount of organizations in this county that it takes to run and make sure that our children are safe is overwhelming, and it's so good to see the amount of time and attention that is put into these children, because they are arguably going through the worst thing in their life when they're taken from their families and placed into places where they don't know anybody. They're taken from their mom, their dad, their grandparents, and they're put into strangers' homes. And the amount of organizations that have come together to make sure that those children are taken care of was humbling to me. And it's so good to live in a county where we have this amount of support. So I'm going to read the proclamation, but I also have certificate of appreciations for the numerous organizations that come together to uphold and nourish and pour into our children when they're going through something as, I don't want to say heinous, but as hard as being taken out of their home from their mother, their father, their family, and placed into a situation where they don't know literally what's going to happen the next day. So, whereas nearly 11,000 adolescents are in foster care in Georgia, and whereas close to half of those children are placed with kinship and foster caregivers who play a vital and pivotal role in maintaining bonds, offering support, reducing trauma, and whereas these families are committed to providing stability and comfort for children who cannot safely and securely stay in their familiar homes, and whereas foster families open their homes and extend love and security to youth in need and support their birth families in meeting the goals necessary to reunite parents and their children, and whereas several private and public social services agencies in Rockdale County work to increase awareness of the needs of foster children in our community and the role we must play in addressing this community responsibility, and whereas the Rockdale County recognizes organizations like the Rockdale Department of Family and Children Services, and we commend them on the work they do for the lives of the youth in our community. Now, therefore, we, the members of the Board of Commissioners of Rockdale County, do hereby proclaim Foster Care Appreciation Day on today, June 13th, 2023, signed by all three of the members of the board. Is there a representative from Department of Family and Children Services here? I thought they were going to be. No? Yes? Come present. Good old Andre, he's always on the spot.
You all do some wonderful work. Don't be shy. Come on up and be recognized. Let's give them another round of applause. Absolutely.
Now, I have a certificate of appreciations. I'm going to call out the organizations, and I'll have Andre disseminate the certificates. because we have a very long agenda today. But we are having a reception and a thank you reception immediately following the commission meeting, contingent upon us getting out of here before 5 o'clock, Chairman. The organizations are Rockdale County Family Treatment Court, Mosaic Child Advocacy Center, and you can hold your applause to the end, Academy for Family Empowerment, First Baptist Church of Conyers, Conyers First United Methodist Church, Project Renewal of Rockdale County, Foster Care Friends Incorporated, Rockdale County Sheriff's Office, Rockdale County CASA Incorporated, Conyers Rockdale Police Department, Prevent Child Abuse Rockdale, and Phoenix Pass. So I wanted to, and New Heights Behavioral Health. I wanted to say thank you all for all of your hard work. The second thing that we're about to launch again is our luggage drive. I've been in contact with, of course, the Department of Family and Children's Services. You all, these children are coming out of, like I said, what would probably be the worst day of their life, and a lot of them do not have adequate luggage. They're leaving those houses with trash bags. They're already devastated, already demoralized. So we are going to have another luggage drive. We need new. I want to say new because I've said gently used before, and we got luggage that looked like some Oz took it to college when he went his freshman year. Like it was old luggage, and we don't want those, we don't want that luggage. We don't want to further embarrass the children. So I've said new and gently used, but I'm going to change that to new luggage. It can be a carry-on bag, a nice duffel, something that children can be proud of, that they're carrying, something that they can identify, something that they're not going to be further ashamed of. So we will be getting that together, and I'll make that announcement as soon as we get the date. But you can start bringing your luggage, and of course you can contact Andre, and he'll tell you where to bring it to him. But thank you all so much, and thank you all to all of the organizations that participate and help to uplift these children.
Thank you, Commissioner. Give the Commissioner a round of applause. I tell you, that was really so many wonderful organizations, so many really good people in Rockdale County doing wonderful things to help serve the people of Rockdale County. I do want to, this young man has come out this morning, Commissioners, and I want to acknowledge him because he has to go back to work. He's here on his break this morning. Mr. Quan Belcher, if you would make your way up. Mr. Quan Belcher, come on up as I'm talking. Mr. Quan Belcher is one of our local young people residents. His wife is a school teacher, and they put together if you would just make your way to the podium over there, Mr. Belcher. They put together a wonderful Culture Fest just this past weekend over at the American Legion baseball field, and there must have been up to at least 2,000 people, if not more. A well-organized event. The sheriff's office was present, the fire department was present, and then he had his own security team of about 12 or 15 folks out there, but people were having a wonderful time, had a car and bike show. And I just think it's important that when young people are doing positive things to bring the community together, that we as a community should rally behind that, because oftentimes we see all over the local news all of the negative things that are happening. Let's give Mr. Quan Belcher and his team a wonderful round of applause. Mr. Belcher, you have anything you'd like to share? I know you got to get back to work this morning.
I just appreciate you all having me come out. I just appreciate being recognized, and I look forward to doing more great things for the community and helping out any way I can.
Amen.
Thank you so much. Give him another round of applause. It's so easy to overlook when people are doing good in the community to make a very positive impact, but we cannot afford to do that in Rockdale County. And when we have young people, particularly, that are coming forward and doing it the right way. He went through planning and development, he went through Parks and Recreation, he contacted the Sheriff's Office, the Fire Department. He did everything he was supposed to do, and it was a wonderful event. I spent a couple of hours out there with him, and it was a very enjoyable event on this past Saturday, so we wanted to make sure we recognize what he's doing. Absolutely. Now we're moving right on, Commissioners, into our agenda, and first up is the approval of the agenda. What's your pleasure?
I move to approve the agenda as published.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions or comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. The approval of the minutes from May 23rd of 2023. Commissioners, what's your pleasure?
I move to approve the minutes as presented.
I second the motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. There is no unfinished business this morning. We're moving right on to the regular agenda because there's also no consent agenda this morning. So we will start with the irregular agenda, item number 8.
Good morning.
Good morning, Chief Sanders.
Item number 246 is with the Georgia Department of Juvenile Justice for Juvenile Court for a Youth Reporting Center Services Grant. It is $42 per youth per day, and the term is July 1st, 2023 to June 30th, 2024.
I move to approve the contract as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions or comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 247 is with Georgia Recreation and Park Association for Parks and Recreation, a boost program grant for $19,000. The term is June 1st, 2023 to July 31st, 2023.
I move to approve this contract as presented.
I second the motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 248 is with Michael McGuckin for Parks and Recreation, instructor for tennis lessons for youth and adults. This is a 70-30 split into $12,000 for the amount. The term is through December 31st, 2023, with 2 12-month renewal options.
I move to approve this contract as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 249 is with Dell Marketing LP, Dell USA for technology services for the Microsoft Enterprise Agreement renewal, 3 parts for $2,248,101.18, and this is a ratification.
I move to ratify this contract as presented.
I second the motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 250 is with the University of Georgia for cooperative extension. This is an annual contract agreement for personnel. Change order number 1 to contract number 2022-109 in the amount of $106,852, and the term is July 1st, 2023 to June 30th, 2024.
I move to approve the contract as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any comments or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 251 is with American Facility Services for Water Resources for janitorial services. This is change order number 2 to contract 2020-91 to add janitorial services to the new maintenance building at the water treatment plant at 3090 Gees Mill Road for $950 monthly.
I move to approve this contract as presented.
I second the motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any comments or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item number 252 is with ESG Operations for Water Resources for the Almond Branch wastewater treatment plant evaluation in the amount of $32,850.
I move to approve the contract as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any comments or questions on this item? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item number 253 is with Rochester and Associates LLC for water resources for professional surveying for Honey Creek and Scott Creek easement acquisition proposal number 9107 for $252,400, and this term is 90 days.
I move to approve this contract as presented.
I second the motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any comments or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 254 is with Safe Built Georgia LLC for planning and development. This is for professional services. Change order number 3 to contract 2018-114. This is a 2% interest increase, and this will extend the term through July 23rd, 2024.
I move to approve the contract as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any comments or questions?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So is this the people who inspect the homes to make sure that the homes that we're building are safe for our residents? I just want to make sure, number one, that we explain what it is, but number two, make sure that the citizens realize that we have something like this in place.
Yes, and Director Njoku is here to talk about the partnership with Planning and Development and Safe Built and what role they serve in. Director?
I guess I have to shoot down, but can everybody hear me? Good morning, Commissioner. To answer your question, yes. This contract with Safe Build makes sure that we have adequate inspectors that are going out to look at our buildings and all other facilities that also support what we do behind code enforcement as well. But Safe Build has been in partnership with us now, and we're asking the Commission Board to continue their contract with us so we can make sure that we have adequate and safe buildings that meet up to the current standard code here in the state of Georgia.
And do they inspect residential and commercial?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Director. Thank you so much. Great question, Commissioner. It's important that we know that we're inspecting what we're expecting. Absolutely. What's the status on this, Chief?
We voted. So
Okay.
No,
All right.
no, we put it up, we didn't vote.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 255 is with Kaiser Permanente for talent management. This is for biometric screenings and wellness activities. This is funded through Kaiser's wellness funds allocated for Rockdale County to support the health of employees. This is for no cost to the employees from January 1st, 2023 to December 31st, 2023.
I move to approve this contract as presented.
I second the motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any comments or questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 256 is with All Star Inflatables, Inc. for fire rescue. This is for inflatable fire safety house for education events and classes in the amount of $14,195, and this is a single purchase.
I move to approve the contract as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any comments or questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 257 is with Matterport, Inc. for fire rescue, for software for government annual subscription for investigators, 3D cameras, in the amount of $1,200.55 yearly, and this ends March 15th, 2024, with the option to renew for one additional year.
I move to approve this contract as presented.
I second the motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any comments or questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 258 is with North America Fire Equipment Company, Inc., NAFCO. This is for fire rescue, for fire personnel protective clothing. This is change order number 2 to contract 2021-92, and this is for a unit cost increase to renew the contract term through June 21st, 2024.
I move to approve this contract as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any comments or questions? All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 259 is with Making the Transition, Inc. for the district attorney. This is for Youth Life Enrichment Pretrial Intervention Initiative, YIELD. This is change order number 1 to contract number 2020-29. This is an $18,000 price increase. Previous yearly cost is $25,000, and the term is extended to 12/31/2023.
I move to approve this contract as presented.
I second the motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any comments or questions? All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 260 is with Rave Mobility Safety, formerly known as Swift Reach. This is for Rockdale County Emergency Management Agency. This is for Community Notification Platform Renewal. The amount is $76,897.45 for 5 years, annually billed at $15,379.49. This is the same cost as the last 5 years.
I move to approve the contract as presented.
I second that
It's
motion.
been properly motioned and second. Are there any comments or questions?
This is about the only thing that has not increased in 5 years.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
And it serves a major purpose to the alert system. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 261 is with American Legion Post number 77. This is for EMA, and it is a memorandum of understanding for placement of weather siren equipment at Legion Field.
I move to approve this contract as presented.
I second the motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any comments or questions?
Absolutely. This is so good to see as director. This is going to alert us when there are storms in the area, is that correct?
Good morning. Yes, this is one of 9 sirens that
I love it.
are currently being installed at sports facilities and walking trailheads to provide just those dangerous weather alerts automatically through the National Weather Service, and we can actually do our own alerts if need be. But yes, they are actually in the final stages of installation right now.
I love it. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Director. Director Dan Morgan, Emergency Management Agency for Rockdale County. Okay, it's been properly motioned and second. Are we prepared to vote?
Yes.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 262 is with GEMA for EMA. This is Employee-Employer MOU for Gerald Woodbridge to participate in the GEMA Incident Management Team, and this expires December 31st, 2023.
I move to approve the contract as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any comments or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 263 is with the City of Conyers Police Department for EMA Communications, and it is an MOU for the microwave placement on City of Conyers Tower, and this is ongoing until terminated.
I move to approve this contract as presented.
I second the motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Any comments or questions? All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 264 is with Motorola Solutions for EMA 911, and this is for the purchase and installation of microwave equipment for public safety radio system related to contract 2022-181 in the amount of $1,209,770.27, and this is host funded.
I move to approve the contract as presented.
I second that motion.
Been properly motioned and second. Any comments or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 265 is with Unified Strategic Resources, LLC, for the Board of Commissioners, and this is for the Reimagine Rockdale 5-year strategic plan in the amount of $249,200, and the term is for 6 months. And we do have a presentation at this time on the strategic plan, and I'd like to call up our Chief Strategy Officer, Ms. Lisa Chester.
All right, Ms. Chester.
You weren't that excited when I got it.
All right. You can make the adjustment on that microphone so we can hear you nice and clear there.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you, Chief Sanders. Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Madam Commissioners, and to fellow Rockdale County colleagues and community members. I am excited to stand before you to report that the strategic planning process has taken tremendous shape since fourth quarter of last year. During that time, a search for a consulting firm to help develop our next strategic plan, Reimagine Rockdale, began. Additionally, a quantitative and qualitative analysis of the current plan, Envision Rockdale, has been ongoing to track our progress to support future goal setting. As we know, the strategic plan is an essential function to be developed with intentionality and future focus to outline the vision, define our goals, objectives, strategies, our key performance indicators, and initiatives for both the short and long term. In conjunction with this, we define our brand. What makes Rockdale County distinct? How do we differ from other counties in the region? We communicate our values, opportunities, and priorities to the community for which we serve. Reimagine Rockdale will encompass all county functions to further the county's economic competitiveness, ensure future financial stability, establish continued infrastructure needs inclusive of technology, provide public safety best practices, improve environmental stewardship, and foster improvement in community engagement. This cohesive plan aims to live at the intersection of people, connectivity, and strategic growth to promote a unified and sustainable countywide vision for years to come. I would like to thank the evaluation committee members which supported different phases of this selection process. Chief Sanders, Director Margaret Moore Jackson, Deputy Director Kimberly Redd, and Ms. Tina Malone. After an extensive interview process, Unified Strategic Resources has been selected to lead the development of the next strategic plan, Reimagine Rockdale. Unified Strategic Resources has a multifaceted team with deeper technical experience, which is critical to meet the needs of the future. I would like to ask Mr. Christian Gibbs, President of United Strategic Resources, to come forward to introduce his team and provide a brief overview of the upcoming planning process. Thank you. Mr. Gibbs.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you, Ms. Chester, for your introduction. Greetings, Chief Sanders, Mr. Chairman, Madam Commissioners, and to all the stakeholders and members of the community. We are extremely appreciative and grateful to be here. My name is Christian Gibbs. I'm the president of Unified Strategic Resources, and it's my pleasure to introduce Unified as we look to reimagine Rockdale together. So during our time, next slide please, I will share some background on who we are, our experience, introduce our team, provide an overview of how we plan to craft the 5-year strategic plan. We will cover Rockdale's focus areas and goals for the Reimagine Rockdale, as well as share our strategic planning process. We will also touch on community outreach, as well as provide an overview of the projected timeline. Next slide. Oh, yep. There we go. So who are we? Unified is a management consulting firm with deep experience providing technical and strategic consulting inside of the government, healthcare, and commercial sectors. We will work closely with Rockdale to empower and prepare the community for long-term strategic resilience and pave the way towards growth and readiness for the future. Next slide, please. Unified has, on average, more than 20+ years of experience with a trusted and proven approach to strategic planning. We do this across many sectors that reach the federal, state, local, and commercial sectors. We offer solutions during the strategic planning process to apply practical, real-time adaptations instead of waiting until the end of the process to offer solutions. Next slide, please. So this slide helps me to introduce our core team. Here with me today is Brian Hall. Brian brings extensive federal and state and local experience in emergency management as well as project management. I also have Halil Johnson here today. He leads our technical writing and editing aspects of the completion of the project. Also, we have Maurice Bourne. She is our communication specialist and brings technical experience in graphics, visual communications, and editing. Dan Stevens is our cybersecurity and risk management expert, and he brings experience that spans federal, state, and local. Gabriel Harry is our technical expert, and he will offer technical solutions and analysis that is essential to the county's goals. We also have Montez Anderson, who's our economic and community development expert, and he has supported counties, executives, mayors, as well as other state and local officials in shaping their economic infrastructure and goals. And finally, my name again is Christian Gibbs. I will be your project manager, chief point of contact and liaison for the county and the community. Our team will be visible, instrumental, and fully engaged every step of this project. Next slide, please. So, how will we create value? Our leading priority is to put the community first and be a trusted partner who is known for prioritizing engagement at every level. It is important for us to show that we are listening and to communicate the county's achievements while addressing any challenge head-on. Next slide, please. When we discuss Rockdale's focus areas, it is with the understanding that the 5-year strategic plan will act as a living roadmap, which means it will be the go-to reference for engagement to excite and interact with the community and stakeholders. Next slide, please. So we see Rockdale Reimagined as an opportunity to generate new ideas, inclusive discussions about existing environment, sustainability, sense of place, and the county's overall identity, as it defines and emphasizes the potential ways to energize and diversify the local economy. Next slide. So this slide helps us highlight our 3-pronged strategic planning process, where we assess, develop, and initiate. We start by establishing a baseline of the county's processes and maps its strategic goals to formulate the 5-year strategic plan. We do this through the develop and initiate stages. In our experience, we've learned that the process is cyclical and can be impacted by real-time, real-life information and situational changes. We stand ready to pivot and support the county in the best possible strategy for its residents. Next slide, please. Additionally, the 5-year strategic plan will align with all current and ongoing comprehensive and master plans. Next slide. Unified looks forward to engaging the community, and we intend to take an approach that gets to the heart of why, what, and who of the community by utilizing small groups, stakeholder forums, and town hall events. We'll do this to gauge, collect, and document the perspective and desires of the community. Next slide. And the projected timeline, as mentioned earlier, from kickoff through our final submission is currently planned to run until December 2023. Next slide. Thank you once again to everyone for your time. We look forward to our partnership with Rockdale County and the next steps as we reimagine Rockdale together. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. And to our Chief Strategy Officer, Ms. Lisa, let's give them a round of applause. Reimagine Rockdale. Yes.
Any questions? questions?
Any questions, Commissioner Washington?
No, I just want to thank Mr. Gibbs and Unified Strategic Resources for their time and talent. Know that you all will do a great job, and I'm looking forward to working with you all in the process.
Commissioner Williams?
So I get super excited about strategic plans. And I'm just looking forward to the process and the results and how everything comes out. I just think strategic plans are so important in moving in a direction that is warranted and vetted. And we appreciate your being chosen to lead that strategic planning process.
Again, thank you to Mr. Gibbs and his team who came out this morning. Big hats off to our Chief Strategy Officer, again, Ms. Lisa Chester, Chief Sanders, the entire team that was a part of this collaboration. This is just the beginning of much work to continue as we move forward. I also want to acknowledge it was Commissioner Washington who coined the phrase, reimagine Rockdale. Let's give him a round of applause. Thank you so much, and we certainly look forward to hearing more in the days ahead and certainly having the citizens to be engaged throughout this process. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Next item.
We need a vote on
We
this
need to
item.
vote. Okay. All right. Commissioners, what's your pleasure?
All in favor? Aye. Oh, do we need to?
Yeah, you
do
need
it
to
on
make
this?
a
Okay,
motion,
I'm so
yes.
sorry. I move to approve the contract as presented.
I second the motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. All right. Next item, please.
I also did want to add that Ms. Chester is working on, for the strategic plan, the Envision Rockdale. She's been meeting with all of the departments, and you're going to see kind of a report card on where we are as part of this process, because we can have all the plans that we want, but measurement is important. So you're going to see that also in the days ahead as we work through this.
Thank you, Chief, for pointing out the importance of the follow-up and the follow-through. That is very important so that we can track where we're going. Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Okay. Item number 266 is a requisition for water resources, and this is with Delta Municipal Supply for Neptune NAS MIU Activation 2000 5/8 inch T-10, and this is for $180,000, and it is SPLOST funded.
I move to approve the requisition as presented.
I second that motion.
It has been properly motioned and second. Are there any comments or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 267 is a requisition for water resources with Delta Municipal Supply for 5/8 inch by 3/4 inch Neptune T10 meter E-coder R900i V5 GAL with 6-foot antenna for $473,000, and this is SPLOST funded.
I move to approve this requisition as presented.
I second the motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any comments or questions? All in,
What does it do?
Director Pete, come on up. The commissioner wants to know, that was
It's
a pretty high technical
$500,000.
definition there. She wants to know what it does.
Okay.
Take her to school.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. This is just a radio read meter. The first requisition was to activate the meter. The second one is to purchase the meter, kind of backwards. So we're going to purchase the meter and we're going to activate them. So it's just a radio read meter that we're replacing out of our water meters out in the field.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay?
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Director Pete. All right. Commissioners, your pleasure.
Aye.
So we already have a vote on
Yeah,
this
motion,
question.
you need a
All right.
vote.
All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 268 is a requisition with Water Resources for Delta Municipal Supply for Neptune 1-inch T10 meter E-coder with antenna for $63,750.
So I move to approve this requisition as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any comments or questions? All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 269 is a requisition for water resources for engineering design technologies for engineering services in connection with Scott Creek and Honey Creek pump stations and force mains, and this is for $35,940.
I move to approve this requisition as presented.
I second the motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any comments or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 270 is a requisition for water resources with ElectroScan Inc. for ElectroScan swordfish hardware and handheld buried lead pipe detection tool for $70,000.
I move to approve this requisition as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any comments or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 271 is a requisition for transportation with GeoHydro, materials testing for Sigmund Road Phase 2 project, extended timetable for $25,000, and this is SPLOST funded.
I move to approve this requisition as presented.
I second the motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any comments or questions? Thank you to the SPLOST committee.
Always.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 272 is a requisition with Technology Services for DICES Solutions, Inc. for Cisco Security License Renewal Firewall for $229,266.67.
I move to approve this requisition as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any comments or questions? All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 273 is a requisition for the Sheriff's Office with Law and Order Technology LLC for RCSO purchased additional vehicles that require additional laptops, 109 of them, and the amount is $53,029.05.
I move to approve this requisition as presented.
I second the motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any comments or questions?
Yeah, are we talking they're $109 each, or there's 109 of the laptops?
Director Moore Jackson.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Commissioners, and greetings to you all.
Good morning.
And there's 100, let me make sure the number, they're definitely not $109 each.
I didn't think so.
No, the unit price for each one of them is $2,542. So we're looking at 109 of them each, if I recall correctly. 109 total. I'm looking for the total number on the invoice.
But that doesn't add up, that adds up to more than 53,000, right? I don't have my calculator out here.
Yes, sir.
but-
No, for this, we have the computers themselves, of which the unit price is $2,542 each. And then we also have the car chargers that we had to put in place. And then we also have the warranty that goes with each one of them, and also the docking stations.
So,
And
Director,
actually, it's 15, the quantity is 15 of them.
it's 15 of them?
Yes.
Okay, and the unit price for that whole setup there, because it is more than just the computer itself?
Correct. You have to have the docking station and where it's actually being placed into the car, and also the charging system in order to keep the computers powered while they're in the units.
So,
So there's 15, what did you say there was 15 of?
The quantity is 15 of the laptops to be placed into the units, into the cars for the sheriff's office.
Okay, that makes sense. That fits with the numbers.
15 at the unit price of,
$2,542 and some cents.
Yes, $2,542.87.
There you
Forgive
have
me, because at first when you said the number 109, I was actually typing, and then you said that, and I jumped up. But no, the unit price is only $2,542 apiece.
Times 15.
And there's 15 of them,
Yes, the quantity is 15.
not 109.
No, I'm not sure where.
The 109 is on our agenda.
Chief Sanders?
I did want to add the unit price for the computer, but there's also card charger, there's a warranty and docking station. That's why that 2,500 doesn't add up if you multiply it. So there are other items included in that 53,000.
More components.
And actually, the 109 is not on the support documentation at all. It's not on the invoice.
Yes, for 15.
Anywhere.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Commissioner, are you satisfied with the answer?
Yes, I just couldn't figure the numbers didn't.
Thank you, Director. In the future, what we'll do is make sure that this documentation is reflected, the complete breakdown in terms of what will be a part of the component. But the Director is absolutely correct. It's more to it than just the computer itself. They have to have a whole lot of other supporting equipment in order to set that up inside each vehicle. Thank you so
Correct,
much.
sir.
Thank you so much, Director. Next item.
We have a motion and a second.
Motion and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 274 is a requisition for the Sheriff's Office for Axon Enterprise for added equipment. The Sheriff's Office purchased additional vehicles that require additional cradle points. The additional cost is $25,470 for a 5-year period from June 2023 to June 2027. The amount is $5,094 per times 5 years. The original PO cost was $2,212,917. This is adding $25,470 to the PO. Therefore, the new PO cost is $2,238,000, $238,387. Sorry, it's a lot of words there.
I move to approve this requisition as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any comments or questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 276 is an expenditure request for NAFCO for Rockdale County Fire Rescue for additional gear for lateral firefighters in the amount of $15,582, and this is host funded.
I move to approve this expenditure request as presented.
I second the motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any comments or questions? All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 277 is an expenditure request with Aumentum Technologies, a division of Manatron, Inc., for technology services. This is an annual escrow fee maintenance and VCS tax support for the tax commissioner in the amount of $28,960, and this is a ratification.
I move to ratify this expenditure.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any comments or questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 278 is an expenditure request with Brightwell Talent Solutions. This is for talent management, a search fee of 18% base salary for the Director of Planning and Development, Juliana Njoku, and the amount is $21,600.
I move to approve this expenditure request as presented.
I second the motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any comments or questions?
So she's going to get paid because,
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Item 279 is an expenditure request with PayScale, Inc. for talent management for an Insight Lab Catalyze annual subscription in the amount of $29,450.
I move to approve this expenditure request.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 280 is an expenditure request with OpenGov, Inc. for finance for a budgeting and planning module in the amount of $56,573.92.
I move to approve this expenditure request as presented.
I second the motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any comments or questions?
This looks exciting. Is there anybody who can talk
Yes,
to us about
Mr.
it?
Corbin is here.
Oh.
Mr. Corbin, you want to respond to Commissioner Washington's, she's excited about this new piece of tool or resource.
So are we.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. We are, again, consistent with prior objectives outlined by the DOC in terms of transparency, lengthening financial maturity. We're acquiring a software package, additional module to help us with capital planning and future budgeting efficiency.
Thank you.
So this really lends itself to the level of efficiency that you're doing on a day-to-day basis.
Absolutely.
Okay, very good.
When we first started, we didn't even have a capital improvement plan. Like this is a development of what we've been doing that's recent. So the fact that we now have a capital improvement plan and now we're having software to support that plan and to help us envision things, I think that's great, and we're going in a very positive forward
It
direction.
certainly is. We think it will go a long way in helping departments managing their budgets better. More importantly, it will also help with transparency to the public.
Well, certainly do appreciate that level of transparency and accuracy, and the management system of having software in place prevents or reduces, should I say, the amount of errors that we may encounter on a day-to-day basis. Thank you so much, Commissioner. Mr. Corbett,
Thank you.
Okay.
We have a motion and a second. We need a vote.
All right. It's been properly motioned and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 281 is for surplus of equipment for the Sheriff's Office and Superior Court.
I move to declare these items as surplus as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any comments or questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 282 with Burgess Events and Amusements for Talent Management. This is for an employee appreciation and benefits fair. The cost is covered with wellness funds by Anthem, Blue Cross Blue Shield, and this is for September 23rd, 2023.
I move to approve this contract as presented.
I second the motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 283 is with Monday.com LTD for technology services for a Works OS enterprise plan in the amount of $28,080. This is a one-year plan, and this is host funded.
Very good.
I move to approve this contract as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any comments or questions on this item? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 284 is with Haas Inc. for the Sheriff's Office. This is for Haas Alert Safety Cloud to deliver real-time notifications for $63,000 and 5 years with a one-year auto renewals.
I move to approve this contract as presented.
I second the motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any comments or questions? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 285 is with Forensic Medicine Associates, Inc. for the Coroner's Office, and this is for an annual medical examiner consulting services for $100,000 a year. The term is July 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2025, with 2 additional one-year renewal options.
I move to approve this contract as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any comments or questions on this item? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item 286 is with Summit Construction and Development, LLC, for general services. This is for the Sheriff's Office driveway. Change order number 2 to contract 2022-165 for additional full depth reclamation and materials for an additional cost of $51,245.95, and this item is SPLOST funded.
I move to approve this contract as presented.
I second the motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any comments or questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 287 is a requisition for technology services with CDW-G for 20 each GTAC laptops and GTAC X-Strap hand straps for fire department use in the amount of $73,058, and this item is host funded.
I move to approve this requisition as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any comments or questions? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 288 is a requisition for transportation with Wood Environment Infrastructure for pavement evaluation for the SPLOS 5A roadway rehabilitation project in the amount of $33,980, and this is SPLOS funded.
I move to approve this requisition as presented.
I second the motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Any comments or questions? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 289 is a requisition for water resources with engineering design technologies for the Almond Branch Sewer Upsizing Construction Inspection Services Amendment to add $52,520 to the original PO of $149,740. The new total on the PO is $202,260.
I move to approve this requisition as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 290 is a requisition for general services with Physical Link Communications. This is for site improvements to the EMA 911 Center for $33,534.60, and this is SPLOS funded.
I move to approve this requisition as presented.
I second the motion.
Been properly motioned and second. Any comments or questions?
Is this for the new center?
Yes.
Okay.
Come on up, Director Hammer. Commissioner Washington was inquiring about whether this for the new facility or not.
Good morning, Commissioner. Yes, this is for not just it's the new center, but it's all the technology that goes into it, the data cabling, the ladder tray. They have some very unique needs up there. And one of the interesting things is they color code all of the network cables. That way, if there's any type of failure, they can easily replace them. They unplug one, plug one in with the spare. So it's one of the unique
That
things.
should be universal. Yes. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you, Director.
We have a motion and a second. We need a
All
vote.
right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 291 is a requisition for general services with Southeastern Security Professionals for courthouse legal and law offices badge access and AI phone in the amount of $17,225.02.
I move to approve this requisition as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any comments or questions? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 292 is a requisition for general services with Floor Creations for flooring for EMA 911 call center in the amount of $35,175.
I move to approve this requisition as presented.
I second the motion.
Been properly motioned and second. Any comments or questions? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 293 is an expenditure request with Aramark Services, Inc. for the Sheriff's Office, and this is for additional correctional food services for September 1st, 2022 to April 5th, 2023, in the amount of $25,757.90.
I move to approve this expenditure request as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any comments or questions?
Is this a ratification, or did they just give the requisition late? Because April 5th has passed, or the date's wrong?
Chief, is this is not a ratification, is it?
No, this is a contract, a new contract, or renewal.
And the commissioner was referencing the date of April 5th of 2023, which
It's
is
September 1st, 2022 to April 5th, 2023. Those dates have passed.
Finance.
Mr. Corbin? Is that just a typo there in terms of the dates?
I believe it is, and if you can give us a second, we're checking right now.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. For the sake of time and moving forward, let's just come back to that item. I put an asterisk by it, commissioners, and we'll come back as our finance team look to clarify that.
Thank you.
Let's go to item number 294.
Item number 294 is an expenditure request with DeKalb County Revenue and License Administration for water resources, and this is for sewage treatment for April 2023 in the amount of $85,287.91.
I move to approve this expenditure request as presented.
I second the motion.
It's been properly second, and it's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions or comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Well, before we move on, can I ask for something really quickly?
Sure.
I would like to see how much money we're paying DeKalb County to treat our sewer on an annual basis, and versus how much money it would take to build out our sewer so that it accommodate.
I think that's a very valid request, Commissioner Washington. So Director Peake, you and your team, let's get back, not today, we don't need that right now. She's not talking about right now. We know good and well you're not going to give us that right now. But look, I'm going to ask that you provide that information within 30 days to the BOC and make sure that we have that. I think that's a very valid request coming from Commissioner Washington to be able to compare and contrast the amount of funds we're spending in conjunction with DeKalb County. So a 30-day turnaround would be more than reasonable. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Commissioner. All right.
Going back to 293, I pulled up the RFE, and it indicates that the pricing, we already are in a contract, but the pricing, they had failed to bill us for the correct pricing, so this is what we owe them.
Okay.
It's not a new contract.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Thank you.
That clears it up for you, Commissioner?
Yes.
All right, thank you, Chief.
We're ready
Thank
to
you, sir.
vote.
Very good. All right.
We didn't vote.
Can we do that over the motion in second? Okay.
On which item?
Item number 293, we never voted.
I move to approve the expenditure request as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second on item number 293. Are there any comments or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. All right.
Okay.
Now we're back in order with
295.
295. Okay.
And this is for volunteer appointments for Viewpoint Health, and this is for the reappointment of Lisa Honey, Shane Nolden, and Commissioner Doreen Williams. The terms are for July 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2026.
I move to approve this appointment, except for Doreen. I'm just joking. I move to approve these appointments as presented.
I second that motion. It has been properly motioned and second. Are there any additional comments regarding this appointment?
Congratulations, and you always do such a great job. So
all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Let's give the commissioner a round of applause. Thank you so much, Commissioner Williams, for all that you're doing on behalf of mental illness and mental health throughout all of Rockdale County. Being a member of the board with Viewpoint Health really is a plus to the direction that we're already moving in.
Absolutely.
Next item, please.
Item number 296 is a resolution of the Rockdale County Board of Commissioners to accept the withdrawal of rezoning case 2022-15. This is for 49.86 acres on 1880, 1914, and 1920 Lake Rockaway Road, tax parcel number 0200010002 and 0200010001 and 0200010003 without prejudice, and waive the 12-month prohibition on subsequent amendment applications on the subject site.
I move to approve this resolution as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any comments or questions? All in favor say aye. 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 Motion carries. All right, next item, please.
Item number 297 is a text amendment case number 2023-03. This is an ordinance to amend the text of section 218-1 of the table of permitted uses of the Unified Development Ordinance of Rockdale County as amended, adding beer, wine, and liquor stores to the MXD, mixed-use development zoning district, to repeal conflicting ordinances and for other purposes, and this item is for a first reading.
I move to approve the first reading and refer this ordinance to the Planning Commission as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any comments or questions? All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 298 is a text amendment case number 2023-04. This is an ordinance to amend the text of section 218-1, table of permitted uses of section 218-13, standards of use and development of the Unified Development Ordinance of Rockdale County as amended, adding mineral extraction, dimensional stone to the AR agricultural residential zoning district and establishing supplemental regulations related thereto, to repeal conflicting ordinances and for other purposes, and this item is for a first reading.
I move to approve the first read and refer this ordinance to the Planning Commission as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any comments or questions? All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 299 is future land use case 2022-05, an ordinance to amend the future land use of map of Rockdale County's comprehensive plan as amended so as to redesignate property located at 0 Highway 138 Southeast, 046001-002E from the commercial future land use category to the mixed use employment center future land use category, to repeal conflicting ordinances and for other purposes, and this item is a second reading.
I move to approve the second reading and to adopt this ordinance as presented.
I second the motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any comments or questions? All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 300 is a rezoning case 2022-11, an ordinance to amend the official zoning district map of Rockdale County as amended by rezoning 0 Highway 138 Southeast from C1 to RM, to impose conditions upon the property, to repeal conflicting ordinances and for other purposes. This is a second reading.
I move to approve the second reading and adopt this ordinance as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any comments or questions? All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 301 is text amendment case number 2023-01, an ordinance to amend the Unified Development Ordinance of Rockdale County, Georgia, for the purpose of bringing the UDO into compliance with the zoning procedures law as concerns multifamily housing, to provide for extensive public notice, to repeal conflicting ordinances, and for other purposes. This is a second reading.
I move to approve the second reading and to adopt this ordinance as presented.
I second the motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any comments or questions? All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item number 302 is a special use permit case number 2023-02. This is an ordinance pursuant to section 238-6 of the Rockdale County Unified Development Ordinance as amended to authorize a special use permit for rodeo outdoor facility at 375, 385, and 460 West Hightower Trail, Conyers, Georgia 30012, to repeal conflicting ordinances and for other purposes. This is a second reading.
So can we talk about this first?
Yes.
Because what I would like to do is approve the second read with the change that they can have 4 events per year instead of 8.
Okay.
It is only for a 1 year. This this motion is only for 1 year, and that gives time to see how it works out and how things go without all of a sudden being full-blown. So I would move that we approve the second read with a change of 4 events per year instead of 8.
I second that motion. It has been properly motioned and second. Are there any additional comments or questions? We're changing it from 8 per year to 4 per year for the first year for evaluation. All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Please note my no.
And let the record reflect that Commissioner Washington voted against it. All right, next item, please.
Item number 303, rezoning case number 2023-05, is an ordinance to amend the official zoning district map of Rockdale County as amended by rezoning 3362 Stanton Road from AR, agricultural residential, to CRS, collaborative residential, to impose conditions upon the property, to repeal conflicting ordinances, and for other purposes. This is a second reading.
I move to approve, where is it? Approve the second reading and to adopt this ordinance as presented.
I second the motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any comments or questions? All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Item number 304 is rezoning case number 2023-06, an ordinance to amend the official zoning district map of Rockdale County as amended by rezoning 4 parcels on 0 Northeast Clark Street, Northeast Bermuda Drive, 0 Northeast Clark Street, and 0 Southeast Salem Road from R1 Single Family Residential to M1 Limited Industrial, to impose conditions upon the property, to repeal conflicting ordinances, and for other purposes. This is a second reading.
I move to approve the second reading and adopt the ordinance as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any comments or questions?
Can I say that I appreciate the applicant working with the community so well. They actually listened to what the residents said at the planning meetings and came back and made adjustments that the community now approves this. So that means everything, because y'all know I'm not too big on warehouses, but when the warehouses come and work with the community so that it gives the buy-in to the community, that makes it worth it to me.
And I appreciate the applicant also for doing that, because they really did listen to what the community wanted.
Right. And Dr. Reverend Baker also
Pastor
for
Baker.
hosting the community meetings and making sure that the people in the community were satisfied before he gave his blessing. That was absolutely tremendous. So thank you, Reverend Baker. Also.
Well, thanks to both of you commissioners, and again to Pastor Baker over at Shady Grove, working with the community. But this really speaks volumes to the direction that we're moving in as we engage with developers coming into Rockdale County, understanding that they've got to communicate with the citizens of our community where these new developments are going to impact. And we're getting that message out, and it's evident from this right here. So hats off to all involved. It has been properly motioned and second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Well, Chief Sanders, you sat in for Executive Director Rutledge, and I tell you, you and the county, I guess it was the energy coming from the county attorney over there, that you all was rocking and rolling over there. You had all those 0, 0, 0, 0, zeros that you made it through that.
It was the holding of the flag.
And the flag,
right.
the color guard, the color guard from, let's give both the chief and the county attorney a round of applause. And I also want to say thanks to our public relations department. Let me just make mention, commissioners, I had planned a couple of times throughout our meeting to make mention to our public audience that when you are recording and have a recording device during the proceeding, it does interfere with our technology, and it gives that negative feedback because our staff had done a fantastic job last night preparing, and they came in this morning to troubleshoot to make sure that we were not having the negative feedback. Someone was recording, and that was giving the bounce back and the echo that really sends a negative frequency in terms of us trying to hear and transmit properly. So thank you to the entire team, Public Relations Deputy Director Caldwell and her team this morning, making sure that we made it through that. I noticed that throughout the proceeding, whomever it was that was recording, they eventually turned it off because we could hear the clarity make a transition into the room. We had a very robust calendar this morning. I don't want to prolong it, but I do have just a couple of things I want to bring to everyone's attention. I'm going to ask Director Redmond if he would make his way to the podium. We have a couple of things that we want to make sure that everyone is aware of. I'm moving real fast. I'm sorry. Let's go to public comment. Thank you so much.
We don't have any as of yet, but just wanted to check before we move on.
Okay, I just remember what the commissioner said when she sat down. She didn't want to be here at 5 o'clock, so I was trying to avoid that. No comment cards. No. Okay, all right, so no one has come forward. Director Redmond, thank you so much. You've got a lot going on in Parks and Recreation. Kids are out for the summer. We want to make sure that all of our parents and our young people are taking advantage of all of the amenities that we're providing through Parks and Recreation. Give us an update, please.
Good morning, Chairman. Good morning, Madam Commissioners. Yes, for this week, we have upcoming the first Sunset Cinema for the summer. That is the Movies in the Park that we show. It will be this Saturday, June 17th. The movie, of course, is free entry. We will be showing Minions, The Rise of Gru. The gates open at 7 p.m. and the movie will start once it gets dark enough for the movie to be shown on the screen.
And what's the one word that'll bring everybody out?
Free entry. Okay, I'll just emphasize free entry. And then next week, our first summer concert series will kick off June the 25th. There we will have the Corey Brown Band opening up for the series. It's going to be a great show. It's a highly anticipated show. We received a lot of comments, questions, and inquiries about when is the first concert series. So again, that would be June 25th at Costa Mill Park. Gates open at 4:30. Show starts at 5 p.m. and ends at 7 p.m.
So, Commissioners, the lady texted me last night, said that this weekend she was in Atlanta, and she just happened to be coming around the graded curve there near the Corey Tower, and she saw Mr. Corey Brown's face on the billboard promoting Rockdale County in the heart of Atlanta, Georgia. She was super excited to see her county receiving that regional advertisement, and she said, I almost wrecked my car. She was so excited about it. So we certainly say hats off to Parks and Recreation, and we encourage as many folks to come out on the 25th out to Costa Mill as we kick off our summer concert series.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Director. I'm going to ask Executive Director Holmes, I think I saw over there, to come on up and just give us a quick rundown on the current vacancies that we have. You don't have to go through every one of them, Executive Director Holmes, but if you just give us a nice drone footage view of what you got going on.
I don't know if I know how to do that, Chairman. Good morning, Chairman, Madam Commissioners. Yes, we actually do have 25 positions that are posted on our website right now, and monthly we continue to send out our internal classifieds, sharing them with our team. I will share some of the positions, just highlight, but again, welcome everyone to take a look at our website. It's right in the middle of our page. If you haven't seen the beautiful website, it says employment right there, but we are hiring transportation. We have positions always in public safety and our sheriff Sheriff's Office as well. Accountability Court, we're still looking for some positions in Parks and Recreation. They have filled quite a few of their seasonal positions, but we are looking for a therapeutic recreation supervisor. We have some positions in finance, stormwater, our DA, so we are still looking for assistant district attorneys as well, along with water and sewer and planning and development chairman. So you can definitely reach out to our office directly, talent management. We're at 770-278-7575, and our recruitment and retention manager is Ms. Claudette Rancifer. But again, take a look at our website, 25 active positions posted right now, and thank you, Chairman, Madam Commissioners.
Thank you, Executive Director. Right before we go to board comment, thank you so much, Executive
You're welcome.
Director. Right before we go to board comment, I'm gonna call up Chief McDaniel. I had another resident call because they didn't know what that was going on next to the church. And we did a big old groundbreaking and ribbon cutting, and the resident who inquired about it, Chief, actually lives out. Can you tell the resident what you got going on out on 138 North?
Mr. Chairman, Madam Commissioners, absolutely. We celebrated our groundbreaking of our 10th fire station. Rockdale County Fire Rescue has not added a station since, 2009 with Station 9. So this is exciting because this is our 10th fire station. It puts us a fire presence up on the north side of town. And so tell that residents to just hold on. In about a year time, it's going to be a nice new fire station there.
I wanted them to hear it from the horse's mouth. We got a brand new fire station coming up on 138 North. Thank you so much, Chief McDaniel, because sometimes people don't always pay attention to what's going on, and she wanted to know. So it's a big deal for us. Station number 10, Highway 138 on the north side of Rockdale County will be a major improvement in terms of public safety and response. I'm going to move now to board comments. I'm going to start with Commissioner Washington.
Well, thank you so much. First, we've been doing a lot over in Post 1. Poor Andre, he's busy. But we've had a housing forum where we invited elected, appointed, and the media and several people to come out and talk about the state of housing in Rockdale County. From that, I will be putting together a housing task force so that we can start talking about housing on a holistic level in Rockdale County. We had our final comprehensive plan meeting yesterday, and one of the things that I said was, one of the things about Rockdale County is when you go through the county and you look at the type of housing, there's everything here. We have small houses, we have large housing, we have workforce houses, we have low to mild housing. We have all kinds of housing already here. The problem is there's very little available. We have about 1 month's supply available, and that's grossly inadequate. So the thing is, how do we move in a direction where we have an adequate housing supply that meets the needs and the diversity of the things in Rockdale County? So that's what the Housing Task Force will be doing, and coming up with strategies on how we get there. The second thing, we just came back from the Biotech Life Sciences Conference in Boston, where we have introduced Rockdale County CREDC, the County's Rockdale Economic Development Council, has decided that we want to actively be recruiting and be in the biosciences industry. This is a huge industry. I had no idea how huge it was until we got to the council. You kind of have an idea, but when you are sitting there and you're interacting with people from all over the world, they had representatives from Asia, Africa, India, Dubai, all of these people that have different industries, and they're looking for expansion opportunities and things like that. We had the opportunity for the first time to promote Rockdale County in a global way at a major tech conference, and I think we did very, very well. We have several prospects that are looking for those next steps, so extremely excited about that opportunity. We just had a veterans program with Judge Culperth, and I want to thank him and his staff for helping us with that, where we talked about the rating system and the new, I forgot the name of it, PACT Act, And I did get what the acronym stood for, just for you, and I'll email that to you. But a lot of information that came out from that. Upcoming events we do tonight, we're having the East Metro Business Network will be at Pseudo's tonight at 6 p.m. We did have a change of venue, but come promote your small business. It's not going to be at Frozen Notes. It will be at Pseudo's tonight from 6 to 9. On June 14th, which is later on this week, I will be hosting a chat and chew, talking about economic development, a little bit more about the life sciences industry and things that we're doing in Conyers and Rockdale County. Council member Valencia Smith will be co-sponsoring this with me. That's going to be at Mizo's Coffee Company, and that will be Wednesday, June the 14th. And then for the public, the housing forum that we had last month, that was for everybody I just said, we're going to have another one for the public. And I'm really, really hoping that a lot of people will come out on June the 29th at JP Carr for the residents. This is to talk about, to get the information that was disseminated so that we can start thinking about housing in a way that's best for the future and the growth of Rockdale County. There's a lot of information and a lot of things that until you see the information and get the information, you have no idea of ways that we can, once again, reimagine Rockdale County in the housing industry. So, the final thing is on June the 21st, myself and the top ladies of distinction, the New Rock chapter, we're hosting along with the Alzheimer's Association, we're having the longest day. This is going to be at Wheeler Park, which is 1400 Parker Road, from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. We're asking if you had anybody, like I had a grandmother who was had Alzheimer's disease, or you just want to come and raise awareness for the Alzheimer's and those afflicted by it, please come out to our walk on the longest day. And that's about all I'm doing.
Well, Commissioner, I want to take a minute to commend you. You are doing a lot of good work in the community. The way you have embraced this housing crisis speaks volumes.
Thank you so much.
As a member of the NACO board and the ACCG State Commissioners Board, there's no other crisis that's bigger than housing right now, because it also has a part when you talk about mental health and mental illness. When we were talking about the great work that Phoenix Pass is doing with so many displaced families, housing is, a person has to have a roof over their head. They have to have shelter and to have affordable housing, and that's really what the commissioner is talking about. But now she's bringing this information to the public on June 29th over at JP Carr, so the citizens, the people who are in need, can hear the different options and the diversity of housing options we have here in Rockdale County. And then as you wrapped up talking about the longest day, you know, Alzheimer's affects so many people. And, you know, a lot of times we thought when we were young kids that some things were just for old folks. Well, the people in their 30s and 40s and 50s are being impacted by Alzheimer's. So this is real, and I want to commend Commissioner Washington for all of these initiatives that she's really hitting the ground in Rockdale County and making a difference. So thank you for your work, and keep up the good work, Commissioner, and we look forward to hearing more from you in the days ahead.
One more thing, I got a text from Andre who wants me to make sure that I announce that all nonprofits can go to the conference room 106 for lunch and for the appreciation.
Very good.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Commissioner Williams.
So that just leads right into my comments that have to do with housing and with dementia. So I'll talk about housing first. I think the biggest impact personally for me in the housing forum that you put on, Commissioner Washington, was it was so powerful that we have a huge need for housing that is not single-family detached housing. The people large population of people with families and that want that type of housing have, they've retired and their children are out of the house and they're looking to downsize. And then we have their children who are not ready to move into that kind of housing. And I had a conversation with David Roper from Eastmore Development over off of Johnson Road. I asked him about the houses and how things were going, and he said the townhomes are sold out before they're finished. The single-family homes are selling, but not at the rate of the townhomes. So that just sort of backs up what we learned at that forum that you put together. That was really impactful to me. The other thing I had is that June is Alzheimer's and Brain Health Awareness Month. And I had announced a month or so ago that I was putting together a dementia initiative for Rockdale County. We have a draft now of a plan, and that's Deidre and I that have been working on that. And the different components of that plan, of educating the community, of seeing about providing more resources, about partnering with different organizations and businesses. And so in the next month or so, we should have that plan formalized and we can then share it with the timeline of events. So this is a great, partnership to have this event going on. I'm excited about that.
Thank you.
I did want to say that that if you go to the, this one happens to come from the AARP website, but it talks about 10 ways to keep your brain healthy. The first one is to get regular exercise, get your heart rate going. The second one is to hit the books, so to speak. Learn something new. Keep your brain engaged and looking at new ideas. Stop smoking. Watch out for your heart health with diabetes and high blood pressure, because all of that affects your cognitive health as well. So take care of your health. Make sure you wear a seatbelt, because brain injuries can also cause cognitive decline and dementia. Use a helmet when you're riding a bike, whatever you need, and take steps to prevent falls. As much as I love rugs in my house, we had to eliminate all of them. We have no rugs in any area, rugs in any room, because they're a trip hazard. Be sure to get enough sleep. Take care, and that means 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night. Take care of your mental health. Challenge your mind. Take up a new hobby. Build something. Play games. Do a jigsaw puzzle. And then keep your social engagement, because when you have friends around and people that you can talk with and share activities with, that helps to keep your brain moving also. So there are, they never used to talk about, it used to seem like if you got Alzheimer's, it was inevitable. But there are some things that we can do, starting when we're young, that will help keep our brains healthier. So those are my comments.
Thank you so much, Commissioner. Right before I call up Chief Sanders to give some comments on some upcoming as we close out our meeting, I want to ask that Director Redmond come up and share with us about the upcoming Juneteenth.
Yes, thank you, Chairman, for calling me back up. Sometimes I have so many things going on, I forget to announce some of them. So we do have the Juneteenth event coming, this Monday coming. It will be a movie showing by the author, Mr. Michael Jones. His movie is called Never Again. We also have 100 autographed copies of the book by Mr. Jones that will be given out to those who are in attendance to the movie. The time will be, the place will be at J.P. Carr Community Center. The time will be from 12 to 3 p.m. So we're looking forward to a big turnout for this movie. And again, it's in line with the Juneteenth holiday and gives a background of how important Juneteenth is, and just gives a history to the youth so that they're aware of it. And, you know, I say all the time, at 16, 17, 18, I never heard of Juneteenth holiday. So it's important that we get the youth exposed as early as possible.
Thank you, Director. And we encourage our parents to get the young people out. He made mention of 100 free autographed books that supports the movie that they're going to watch for free. Education and information is so important. It's difficult to celebrate something that you don't understand. Commissioner Williams, you were talking about the importance of fitness, and we had a beautiful fitness event over at Parker Road. Ms. Carter, come on up and tell us about, she's our civic coordinator, civic engagement person from public relations, and she led the effort with this fitness event. Tell us about what you had going on over at Parker Road at the new fitness facility.
Absolutely. Again, my name is Katrina Carter. I am with Public Relations. My title is the Community Engagement Coordinator. Madam Commissioners, Mr. Chairman, just to give you a brief recap of what happened this past Saturday at Wheeler Park. It was called Fitness on the Field. It was a collaboration of local trainers here in Rockdale County. We had 4 gyms to come out, 2 yoga instructors. They provided the workout for that morning. It was about an hour-and-a-half workout. The focus of the event was just, like Commissioner Washington said, to focus on the mental health, and as a part of that, the physical fitness is a 80%, benefits us mentally. So this is just a charge to Conyers, the county, Rockdale, as well as the employees to get physical, get active, keep it moving. It not only benefits us physically, but mentally. We had Planet Fitness was one of the sponsors. They provided each citizen who participated us with bags. We had a local nonprofit who handles counseling for mental health, provided the water station. Again, this was a collaboration. My teammates came out. They assisted me with executing this event along with my director.
Okay, well, Ms. Carter, thank you. We got a lot of feedback about the event. Are you all planning on doing something like this again in the future?
So we do. We're going to wait for it to cool off a little. Probably in the fall, we said that maybe we could partner with maybe the fire team. They have initiatives that also focuses on fitness. So just to pull in some of the other departments within the county to let the citizens know that we do take physical fitness very seriously, and that we would like to just extend this to the citizens.
Very good. Thank you so much, Ms. Carter. Chief Sanders, thank you, Ms. Carter.
Thank you.
Chief Sanders, you've got a few things you want to make sure we don't miss before we close out our meeting.
I do. Thank you, Chairman. First, I want to take a moment and recognize Commissioner Williams. She's been chosen to chair the ACCG Health and Human Services Policy Committee. Also, the chairman has been chosen to chair the ACCG Federal Policy Committee. And last but not least, Executive Director Tony Holmes. I think they have a graphic for me from PR. Yes. So she is being recognized for her participation and contribution to NACO's Public Promise Insurance Agency, as well as she chairs NACO's Workforce Advisory Council. So that's a big accomplishment for appointed staff.
And she's representing us well, too. Yes.
really excited to have our group participating in all of, we don't just go to the conferences, we get involved. So that just shows it right there. The next, I wanted to recognize the Department of Finance. We got a notification yesterday that they have received their 14th consecutive Excellence in Financial Reporting Certificate from the Government Finance Officers Association.
Wow. Did you say 14th consecutive?
I did.
Wow. Let's give them another round. Y'all don't play with the money. That's a big deal. Yes. Absolutely. That's a big deal. Finance doing a fantastic job. Let me just take a moment, Commissioners, Mr. David Corbin and his team from Terminus, Mr. Narendra, and all of the folks up in our finance department. We've had some transition over the recent years, but they've been able to keep things moving, and now here we are, the recipient of the 14th year in a row of receiving this award. That tells you that our accounting practices are in order, and we're making sure that Rockdale County are dotting I's and crossing T's as it relates to finance. Give them another round of applause. It's a big deal.
And we were also notified of Rockdale County Department of Water Resources has received $155,000 for a grant for the lead and copper program from the Georgia Environmental Finance Authority.
Fantastic. All right.
This past Friday, almost every county department was represented. We appreciate them all coming out. And the Love Where You Live initiative, and we should have some pictures of that, but that was out in the Fieldstone Country Walk community this past Friday. It included beautifying entrances, allowing the community members to dispose of trash. We provided lunch. All of the county departments had tables. And this was a $5,000 grant that was provided by a brace grant from Keep Georgia Beautiful and headed up by the Community Improvement Code Enforcement, Doug Chandler and his team. It was an awesome event. It was very well attended. All of the lunches were given out, and the dumpsters were overflowing. People were allowed the opportunity to just bring whatever they had, and it was extremely successful. So great job to them.
Yes, let's give the Love Where You Live initiative a round of applause. Absolutely. Yes. Commissioners, I tell you, it was really, as the chief made mention, all of the various departments from Rockdale County, Fire, Sheriff's Office, Code Enforcement, the whole gamut, Parks and Rec, and the people, let me just tell you, the people were very appreciative of us being there. It does make a difference when you're serving people and they appreciate what you're doing for them. That makes a big, big difference. And people got out and participated in bringing their household wares that were old or that needed to be disposed of, and they did a fantastic job. Doug Chandler, who is our manager of code enforcement, Corey Brown, the supervisor of community improvement. Let's give them a round of applause. Absolutely. I don't want to leave out, because it's difficult to name every single person because it was a collaborative effort of all county departments, but I have to say hats off to the Department of Public Relations, and I have to say hats off to the administrative assistant to Chief Sanders, Ms. Jessica Paulette. Give her a round of applause to PR and to Jessica Paulette. Chief?
And just last, I wanted to mention that some of our public-facing offices will close Thursday at 3:45 for our annual employee meeting. That includes the Board of Assessors, Planning and Development, Stormwater, Transportation, Code Enforcement, Parks and Recreation, Talent Management, the Recycling Center, and Rockdale Water Customer Service. Again, they'll close at 3:45 on Thursday for our employee meeting and reopen Friday as normal.
Very good, very good. Deputy Director Caldwell, did you have any additional footage or videos that you wanted to show? I want to make sure we close out and not miss any of the items that you had coming up. Deputy Director Joy Caldwell is our Deputy Director in Public Relations.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
We have a little bit of video for the fiber, AT&T fiber ribbon cutting. You guys see that playing now.
I'm Brian Barfield, Regional Director with AT&T. We are here today in Conyers, Georgia to celebrate the passing of over 1,600 customers with our high-speed fiber internet.
AT&T is not a stranger to Rockdale County. They've been in our community for quite some time. Bringing fiber to the community gives us an opportunity to really make sure that the connectivity is there for as many residents in Rockdale County. This is a day of celebration.
I want to thank them for being a great part of our chamber, great partner in the community. We want you to continue. We want to continue to support AT&T and everything that you do, and we want to continue the support from the Chamber of Commerce here in Conyers and Rockdale.
We couldn't be any more pleased to be a part of this community, and you know, we have a long tradition, over 145 years of serving this state, and we remain focused on helping to close the digital divide and to do our part. And we have an aggressive plan that's going to allow us to pass over 30 million businesses and residential customers with our high-speed fiber internet. So what a wonderful day. The community really showed out today, and we are so appreciative of the partnership we have with this county and this chamber, and couldn't be more proud of what we're doing every day to help close that gap of the digital divide.
We welcome them here, and we look forward to a long partnership with AT&T.
There's a lot of our videos you can see on Vimeo, YouTube. Follow us on Facebook, Rockdale County Government, for all of the happenings and the good news of Rockdale.
Thank you, Deputy Director. Thank you so much. And hats off to the Chamber of Commerce, and we welcome AT&T in a new direction with fiber. They've already been here in Rockdale County for some time, but this is a new broadband initiative that they're rolling out in Rockdale, and as we stated in the video, welcome to Rockdale County. Chief, are we overlooking anything?
I don't believe so.
Commissioners, are all minds clear?
All minds are clear.
Okay. Chief Sanders, is there any need for executive session this afternoon?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Ladies and gentlemen, happy Tuesday. Thank you for coming out. Be safe. This meeting is adjourned.